Tom Stearns here, and this topic is the cold open. I don't mean the open to Saturday Night Live. I'm talking about a cold call open. We've got about 8 to 15, 30 seconds at the most to start a relationship off on the right foot or to shoot ourselves in the foot. So we have to be really smart about how we start off a conversation. Okay, so first, I hope you're doing your pre-call research. You should be doing your pre-call research. We have this great thing called the internet that tells us a lot about people that are very relevant things we could talk about in a cold call. Okay, so do that research. It'll help. Then you're making your call. Okay, think about how you're going to use that information. And then when the prospect picks up the phone, right, are you going to ask permission or not ask permission? There are two schools of thought on that. I personally am a fan of not asking permission and jumping into a very relevant question or using some of my research to start off a relationship. Should you ask permission? Don't look for the yes, okay? Look up Chris Voss, by the way. He explains this beautifully, but don't look for the yes. If you look for the yes where you say, hey, you got a few minutes, right? Now they're like, uh-oh, if I say yes to this guy, he's got me, right? And people don't want to say yes to really anything. They're happy to say no about a lot of things. Okay, so if you ask for the yes, and I heard this on a recorded call last week, the person said it, that exact question, you could hear the person on the other line not want to answer it. Where are you from again? Reading the caller ID. Anyways, if you're going to ask permission, say something like, did I catch you at a bad time? Then it's easy to say no. Or if they say yes, they mean it. And you want them to say they mean it if they say yes. Okay, now, what's next, right? Forget about the pitch, okay? Forget about the 15, 20 seconds all about you and what you do and the value proposition of your company. If you do that at the beginning of the call, what's happening on the other side of that phone is they're figuring out how to get you off the phone. One, they're not paying attention because why do they care about your value proposition yet? They don't know anything about you and you haven't asked them anything about them. What are you selling me? It just doesn't make sense, right? We need to discover the needs of our customers before we try and sell something to them. Yes, I know we need to provide some credibility. I'll get to that. But forget about the 15 to 20 second pitch here, right? Because then they're going to get you off the phone with a blow-off question or an objection, right? I need help with objection handling. Well, the reality is you get a lot of objections when you pitch too soon because they're really just trying to get you off the phone and they're finding any way to do it. So table that for now, right? And build that relationship. Use that information, right? This is what's fun about doing this. If we can ask something relevant and start to have a little fun on the phone, we're human beings, right? We're all working, we answer the phone, we're talking to a stranger, but they know something interesting or ask me something interesting about me, right? And I get to talk about myself. You know what? It works. People like to talk about themselves, even to strangers. Do it in a coffee shop. You go up to in a conference, somebody at the lunch table, right? Start asking them questions. You know what? They'll get rolling. Okay? And open-ended questions really help. So use a little bit of that research, and tap into the emotions of that. I know this might sound silly, but we're emotional human beings. Right? If you see that someone just took this job, right? What might they be feeling? Maybe there's some anxiety. Maybe they're excited, right? Let's maybe try and learn about that. Hey, Bob, I understand you're new to the role. How's that going? Right? Were you promoted? Tell me a little bit about that. All right, and you know what? You might find out that Bob wants to talk about it, because he is feeling, well, it's a little crazy now, but yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to make a difference. And suddenly, you've got a conversation going. That's only going to last so long, I know. Right? If you don't have that kind of information, then have a relevant question, preferably open-ended about their business. You know their persona, you know what role they're in. You're going to know at least that from your lead. Right? So, hey, Bobby, look, I understand you're the VP of sales, right? Are you confident that tell me about the conversion metrics that you're currently tracking? I started with a closer. I tweet that. I want to ask an open-ended question, right? Now, pretty quickly, they're going to say, hey, who are you again? And why are you calling? Of course, right? We do need to show them that we're credible, right? So the response to that, keep it short, 1 or 2 sentences, make it relevant. I'm Tom Stearns. I work with sales and marketing leadership on alignment and also do some training. Quick question, The leads you're getting from marketing, right? Are you happy that they're converting at the rate you'd like? Yeah, that was a closed-ended question. Can you explain to me the process for doing that? Right? If I can get that going, right now I'm learning about their business as it's relevant to something I sell, or I'm learning that no, there's nothing here, right? But I can't crowbar that in 15 seconds. I gotta try to build a relationship, and so do you. So think about a relevant question there. You can also start with a credibility approach too. Hey, Steve, I know you're in this SaaS enterprise sales role, and you've been running this for a while, and I've dealt with several other high growth companies just like yours. They find that a lot of what they've done for a while breaks down when they get into growth mode or they get much larger. Where does that rank on your list of challenges? Can you describe to me what that? So I'm referencing someone else. So, anyways, look, keep the pitch. Start with relevant questions and have fun with it. Right? We don't need to sell. We need to kind of build relationships and sell later if it makes sense. Right? These questions are going to lead to you finding out whether you should be selling or spending your time with this person or not. Thanks, Tom Stearns, and check out my blog on stearns.io. Have a great day.